everybody, and welcome back to another awesome episode. I'm your host, James. Alongside me, as always,
I'm Andy.
and we both ask you to join us on this journey as we all become legend of the nerds. Andy, my voice, man.
I know.
I got that cold.
I know. I had it last week. A lot of the nose running, the scratchy throat, all that stuff. Thank God mine's just about gone. Now I'm passing it on to you. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It really is, man. It's killer sometimes.
Well, you also got to realize you live at home with 4 kids, and the kids get it a lot quicker than we do. So, I mean,
I have 4 buckets of germs at home. And then my wife sometimes, will get sick because of them. So when I jump into the pool of infestation, man.
It's like one kid will have it, and then the next week it's the other, and so on. So for a good month, you're all sick.
Oh, man. Hopefully I'll finish it off soon, though.
Yeah.
Whew. So, what's going on with you today?
I mean, I got some exciting. Usually you ask me this question every time. I really don't have much.
Yeah, you don't.
But now I know how you feel lately. I working up at the school, like I said on the last show, doing a lot of subbing and stuff
Yep.
up there. Been there for the last week. We'll be there again all week this week and all week next week till Thanksgiving. So very busy for me too, just like you. It feels good to get back into the workforce.
Feels good to be busy, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know how people can just stay at home all day and just do nothing for weeks on.
Right.
Like the first week or two, yeah, it feels kind of nice, but then it's like I just want to get back and do work.
It's exhausting but fun.
So, but also had this weekend, I need to do a shout out to my grandmother. We celebrated her 75th birthday.
Big 75.
This past Saturday, so happy birthday to you. Also, big news that came out of my family, was it 2 weekends ago? I am going to be a first-time uncle.
Well, fantastic.
My younger sister and her husband are expecting their first child.
Congratulations.
So shout out to you guys, Liz and Steve. I know she's hoping to have a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a girl, they're naming it Zoe. She's
Awesome.
hoping it's a girl because she has a bunch of pink stuff. So they don't have a boy name picked out yet, but as long as it's healthy.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah, but I'm excited. My parents seem excited to be first-time grandparents. So it's exciting. It's an exciting day in my household.
Got a good life going on so far.
Exactly. It's been pretty good the last 2
Making
weeks.
some money again. You can be an uncle now.
Yep.
Man, oh man. You should get the megabucks.
I know.
See what's going on.
I wish. And we could move somewhere nice and fancy. So
That'd be nice. Is that it for you, man?
that's it for me. I mean,
exciting news, huh?
I had a lot going on. So, you and I, we say we're constantly busy, but we'll always have time for our fans out there in Nerdland.
Yes, absolutely. Always try to find that time. Ugh. So as you know, I drive to work every single day.
Yes.
I do not have a day off. And
Drive out to Essex, right?
Essex.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing right now. I'm getting so sick of bad drivers. It is just insane out there. You just drive and people just don't know what they're doing. I don't think they understand. They're driving a weapon. But they're sitting there. I saw this one lady in Winooski eating pie while driving. She had a plate in one hand, a fork in the other hand.
Driving with her knees.
Driving while eating pie. What is wrong with you?
Just wait till winter.
Oh, dude, come on.
You're preaching to the choir here, because remember when I worked out at IBM, Global Foundries, all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's out in Essex. I had to do that every day, every other day, and it is, especially when you're going. Because what time do you have to be to work?
10.
Okay, so it's not as much of a cluster
No.
as it is when I had to be to work at 7, and everyone is going, and it's just wall to wall. Or then you get that one car that's way up in the front that's deciding to do like 15, 20 miles under the speed limit. It's like, let's go. It's not even winter yet, and you can't drive.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I don't care what anybody says. I find the bad drivers, usually the females. They are just absolutely horrible.
Everyone out there,
Drivers.
any females out there that are watching this, I didn't say it, he did.
It had to be said. It's terrible. I see them doing makeup all the time. The pie eating lady, come on. It's hard enough for them to multitask, but they should not be doing that while driving a weapon. All right? Well, I've learned from driving.
Oh, jeez.
You're driving to keep other people safe, not driving to keep yourself safe. That's how you should be done,
Yeah.
right? And a little beef on you, too. It's those buttheads that drive the giant trucks in the winter that think they own the place that are dangerous, too.
Hey, not all of us are.
I mean, you guys can't be doing 80 mile an hour on a fluffy road
Again,
past cars.
not all of us do that. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, I had to get that out of my system.
I hate.
Angry driver segment, finished.
I hate. Let me give you mine. I hate that just because I have a truck, people think that I can go out and drive in the worst weather conditions imaginable. So when I was working at IBM, people were complaining when I'm like, I don't know, it took me a while to get to work because I'm taking my time, I'm being safe. When the governor comes on the radio and says he thinks that nobody should be on the road, there's your clue.
Yeah. You should be eating pie driving road.
And people who are only a town over from work are calling in, nope, can't, sorry, the roads are too bad, I can't go to work. I'm 3-4 towns over, and then they say, well, you have a truck. You know what? Ice is ice.
Ice is
It
ice.
doesn't matter what you're driving.
This is ice. Yes, exactly right.
So,
But I couldn't hold it in any longer. Driving 26 days in a row, back and forth.
see,
You see some terrible stuff.
now you know how I feel when all of a sudden I get really emotional on the show and I just blurt out to the
Man.
microphone here. It's just,
You know, I'm calling Sony out. I'm calling out a gender of terrible drivers. Is what I am doing right
you're
now.
calling out the pie eater. If she's watching,
The pie eater. Yes, pie eater, if you're watching, stop eating pie while driving. It's a really bad idea. All right. With that done, last episode, Andy, we had a Halloween special.
yes.
It was so special, we couldn't finish it. Would you take time right now to finish the Halloween episode?
We should. I mean,
Should.
I'd love it. I mean, when we're advertising a certain topic for a show and we don't get to finish, that holds a heavy burden on us.
Yes.
We need to finish. So we'll just get to the point. I mean, just a little bit. But yeah. So we wanted to mention in the show, being the fact we talk about a lot of movies on here, what would make a good scary movie to you? We're seeing a lot of extra horror movies, I feel like, this year. And to me, I feel like we're seeing the same thing over and over and over.
Yes, we are.
So,
Absolutely.
I
They're
mean,
repeating itself.
what to you would make a good scary movie?
Less blood
Okay.
would make a scary movie.
I don't get the
Blood
whole gore.
is not scary.
Exactly. The gore thing to me, like the Saw movies, not a fan.
Saw 1 almost had the pattern. Almost had it.
Yeah.
The idea of it was a little, what if I was in that place? It's kind of a little scary,
Yeah.
But after that, it just got ridiculous.
Yeah. To me, what makes a scary movie to me is something that has a lot of suspense in it, I like the thriller movies more than the horror, I guess.
I find suspense and thriller way more scary
Yeah.
than actual horror movies.
Yeah. To me, like the Paranormal Activity movies, those are movies that make my spine kind of tingle.
Oh, yeah.
That is a horror movie to me.
Now, was it scary because of the topic, or was it scary because how they filmed it?
How they film it. Because when you have a camera, like they literally take a camera and put it on a fan, and the fan is just going like this. So it's like you don't see anything.
Yep.
Then it's going back, and then all of a sudden, right there in front of the camera, it's like, holy crap. It's those scenes like you open up a mirror, a medicine cabinet, and you know nothing's there first, but you know the second they shut it, something's going to be there, and it makes you jump. It's those little jumps and spine tingles
Right.
that do it for me. That, and then I wanted to bring up Alfred Hitchcock movies from back black and white era.
Yeah.
He knew how to make a good horror movie for the things they had back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, for not having CGI and all the high technology and high budgets we have today, he knew how to make a good spine-tingling movie.
Now, have you seen any Alfred Hitchcock movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I feel like even if they maybe, because today all we keep seeing is redos of movies constantly, and I'll get to that later when we talk about our winter movie lineups for our fans to see. They just keep remaking stuff. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Amityville's. It's come up with a new idea. I don't mind a new movie coming out of a remake like 20 years later, but they're making them like, oh, here, every 5 years we're redoing
Yeah. Yeah.
genre.
Yeah.
It's
One of our
ridiculous.
fans just said, I was going to mention this movie too, but she did first. The Birds. from Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes.
That was a freaky movie.
Exactly.
It was so well filmed.
That or even
well written.
Stephen King novels going into movies back in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. Those were good too. Cujo, for instance, that was on my top 5 of horror villains.
Yep.
Something like that. Or I was just watching Pet Cemeteries, or I was watching The Langoliers a couple nights ago.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
It's not really too much horror, but look how good of a movie it turned out for what they had back then.
Well, keep in mind, it's not the horror that's scary. It's the thought of the movie.
Exactly.
That's scary. Langoliers was a really good movie. I mean, you just imagine being in an abandoned airport like that, then all suddenly, I mean, what those creatures are. Like,
Yeah, they're like little
black, like, I don't know.
things with teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I just don't, like I said, don't want to see the same thing repeated, but that's what we're getting.
Yeah.
So it's like, come up with something different.
Yep, absolutely. And also for me, it's the music.
Yes.
Got to have the right music in a movie.
That's why I had, for instance, Michael Myers as my top villain. The old Halloween movies, just that background music. You don't even see Michael Myers yet, but that music starts to get your spine to tingle a little
Right?
bit.
Yeah. Feeling good, Andy.
So to me, that's Halloween for me. So,
That's Halloween for you. That's Halloween for everybody.
yeah, I mean, so like I said, it was short and quick to the point, but we just wanted to get it out there, just because we promised it to the fans.
Yep.
So
We finished.
we can move on to this week's show.
We start this week's show now?
Let's start it.
All right, we're starting this week's show now. Today is Monday, November 13th.
14th.
14th already?
I believe it's 14th.
Wow. Wow, it's crazy time.
14th.
You know what that means? Thanksgiving's coming up.
Exactly.
And
Next
we're
week.
in winter. So,
Just no snow yet. So
which
knock
is
on if we
fine.
had wood somewhere.
Which is fine.
So.
We're going to start the checklist. We're going to start with wrestling talk like we always do.
Yes.
One of our favorite topics. It's actually the main thing that got the show up and going, I believe.
Exactly. Our very first episode was wrestling.
What do we got in the docket today?
Well, a couple weeks ago, Goldberg came back to Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Paul Heyman confronted him, and everyone thought Brock Lesnar was going to come out and confront Goldberg, but it was Rusev. Goldberg then goes after Rusev and Paul Heyman. Big mess up with Goldberg. He's grabbing Rusev, he's giving the knees to him, and he messes everything up. I give props to Goldberg, though, because it was the first time he's doing something in a WWE ring like that, and he messes up. No, I have no problem. It's okay. He then fixes it. Then he goes onto social media and apologizes to all the fans for his mess up.
What do you do?
So when he's taking the knees,
Yep.
he actually missed and he fell to the ground.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But he got right back up and threw Rusev right up for the jackhammer.
Okay.
So, you know what? I don't see Brock ever doing that if he messed up.
No.
And Brock wrestles more often than Goldberg. So props to you, Goldberg, for being a man and apologizing for your mistake.
Yep.
Next, I wanted to mention this Thursday, so it'll be November 19th. It'll be the 900th episode of SmackDown.
900th episode.
Undertaker will be returning for the 900th episode of SmackDown. And also, one of your top 5 of all time, Edge, is coming back to
All
host
right.
a special edition of The Cutting Edge.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. I'm excited to see that. It was announced on last week's episode of SmackDown, because at Survivor Series they're going to have a couple matches of Raw versus SmackDown, and they'll have a 5-on-5 men's division match, Raw versus SmackDown, and the last competitor on SmackDown to be in the team is Shane McMahon. So I'm kind of excited to watch Shane wrestle again. I'm a big Shane fan, so
Probably Shane's getting back in that ring.
well, it was funny.
We need to, you know?
It was funny how they did it, because he gives Daniel Bryan, the general manager, a list. Says anyone's name on this list you can choose to wrestle. So he comes out to the ring. He says, "Well, my name's on the top of this list as general manager of SmackDown,
Right.
but I'm not cleared to wrestle because he can't anymore." But he goes, "Above all the superstars list, there's also another name. It says Commissioner of SmackDown, Shane McMahon. I named Shane the 5th competitor."
Nice.
And Shane just rolls with it, does the yes chants. So I'm excited. It's Survivor Series needs something added to it. It's not right now. The card really is crap to me. I'm not looking forward to it. I'll watch it, but I don't know. Survivor Series to me is always going down the hill.
Survivor Series not that good of a excuse me, pay-per-view anyways. I really wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
It didn't really move a storyline at all.
Yeah.
Anywheres. It's like one of those like standstill pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, I'm more excited for December. Right in the second week of December is TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. So I'm more excited. I'm more excited for that. Last bit of WWE news that we have is at WrestleMania 33. So our next WrestleMania, there is chit chatter in the WWE writers' room that this will be Undertaker's last WrestleMania. All I can say is, God bless Undertaker for still trying to wrestle and everything. He's had an amazing career, but thank God if it is his last match, it's done.
yeah.
I don't care to watch the whole Undertaker thing once a year. It doesn't do anything for me anymore.
What do you think they should do with the Taker if he doesn't wrestle anymore? Have him just disappear? Have him still work for the company?
I think he's just going to disappear. He'll probably go in the Hall of Fame.
Like a Shawn Michaels kind of thing?
Yeah, he'll probably go in the Hall of Fame the next year, so at WrestleMania 34.
Yep.
But he doesn't have anything to prove anymore. He's had a lot of health concerns. So it's like, I mean, you're 51, 52. Sit back, enjoy the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's definitely made the money to do that.
Exactly. The only other thing I had was quickly, I just wanted to, a couple weeks ago, I gave you a list of people who might be returning to WWE. Some of them were like the Hardys, Evan Bourne, Kurt Angle, Trish Stratus. So I had a couple more that I just got a new write-up on.
Are these still just rumors or are these
Yes.
confirmations?
These are rumors.
Do you have any confirmation?
No.
Okay.
But I wanted to get your thought on it real quick.
right.
I know you liked this wrestler before, and I think you'd want him to come back. The Masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Yeah, of course, yeah, man. I almost had a chance to meet Chris Masters.
Yep.
One time. Missed out on it, but yeah, he's a real talented, real good guy. I mean,
I could see it happening. Second, MVP. I could see that happening too.
he kind of ran stale up TNA for me.
Yeah. The last one is, and I really see this is the highest one on the list I see happening, is Carlito. Carlito Caribbean Cool. Just because
He's back, isn't he?
he's not in WWE.
I thought I saw him in the locker room one
Nope.
time.
Nope. His brother and cousin are Epico and Primo. They used to be the Los Matadores. Now they're the Puerto Rico Shining Stars.
Yeah, I thought I saw him in the locker room when I shot.
But so there's just a couple to think about for our
Yeah.
fans to tweak on. I have a list too of people who may be retiring within the next year.
Oh, can I name him?
Go ahead if you think.
Kane,
Yes.
Mark Henry,
Yes.
Big Show,
Yes.
and
There's a tag team.
I
You may not know because you haven't been watching wrestling live.
don't know.
The Golden Truth, R-Truth, and Goldust.
Oh, yes.
Yes. There's a diva on the list. Natalia is considering retiring. Mainly because it's the whole Tyson Kidd thing, her husband.
Probably retiring from the ring, but I'm sure she'll still train. And
I
stuff.
see her training, being a trainer at the Performance Center because that's where she lives,
Yeah.
is like a town over something. They also mentioned on there Taker and Triple H. To me, they're already retired.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it with that. But yeah, I mean, it's about time for like Mark Henry, Kane, and Big Show definitely to retire.
Yeah.
I see Mark Henry maybe once every couple months wrestle. I haven't seen Big Show since the brand split. And Kane, he's off and on right now.
I mean, like, Big Show, man. I've seen him wrestle since 1996.
Yeah.
In WCW. So he's been in that ring for a very long time.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's about time.
So, no TNA news. TNA, I've been watching it, keeping up with it, but they really haven't been making any big pops, except for the Eddie Edwards thing winning the world title. That was it. Everything's just been kind of stale with them. So, Lucha Underground, though. Last time we talked, I told you about the Rey Mysterio Chavo Guerrero match. Loser leaves Lucha Underground.
Okay.
Any thoughts who won that match? So who left the company?
With Chavo and Eddie, and Chavo and
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Chavo left.
Chavo did leave.
Yeah.
It originally ended in a disqualification. Chavo's father gets into the ring with a chair or a cane or something and hits Chavo to get Rey disqualified so Rey would lose. So now Rey has to leave the company. Dario Cueto comes out and says, no, this isn't how it's going to end. Restarts the match. Rey beats Chavo. Chavo is gone from Lucha Underground, which is how I saw it because Chavo's coming back to WWE. Now with the Cruiserweight division back, he's coming back to that. I see it happening.
Got a wrestling question for you.
Yeah.
Is there any newcomer coming in the ring to make it big?
To which
Any? To, I'm assuming WWE.
WWE? To my knowledge, I haven't heard anything. All they've shown is the whole Emma.
Who's like uprising star, do you think?
To me, it's going to happen at the Rumble. It's going to be Shelton Benjamin in January.
Yeah.
We knew he was coming. He got hurt. And I see him making a huge return at the Royal Rumble and nearly winning it. I see Shelton Benjamin being a Final Four in the Royal Rumble. When he shows up, we are going to film just like last year when AJ Styles came, and we are going to just go ape crap everywheres. So I haven't heard about any new people coming in. All I know is Emma, who I don't know how many people remember Emma, but she's going through her third transformation.
Yeah, she had that bubble music, right?
Yeah, bubble music. Then we went to Bad Emma with the stripper gloves.
Oh, yeah?
Now we're going to Model Emma, and she's not even Emma. She's called Emelina or something like that. So
She should retire soon, huh?
So that's. I do know that WWE was saying that we will see in either 2017 or 2018 the next group of rising stars. So you know how like in 2016 we had the Shield, the Wyatts, and some people from NXT. In the next year or two, we're going to be seeing that next big group all of a sudden just blow our minds in WWE. So be prepared in the next year or two to have your minds blown like when the Shield showed up. Yeah.
Ready for that.
So one more wrestling news.
All right.
Lucha Underground. This, I believe it's this week, is Aztec Warfare. If you have not watched Lucha Underground, watch this episode. Aztec Warfare is the show's an hour. Aztec Warfare takes the entire show. It's the same thing as the Royal Rumble. Every person comes in every 30 seconds over the top rope. Only difference is theirs is for the world title. It's an amazing match. For them to stick that into that one slot in the entire show,
Yep.
It's probably one of the best shows they have all year, except for Ultima Lucha. So if you haven't watched it, watch it on Facebook Live and everybody at home watching.
And everybody,
That is it for wrestling for me.
it is a giant party going on in Legend Nerd Studio today. So, Andy, box office heroes.
Yes. Okay, I'll give you my 3 through 1.
All right.
Number 3, Hacksaw Ridge. Number 2, Trolls. And number 1 is Doctor Strange.
This is your best one yet. You got 2 out of 3.
You know why? Because I accidentally saw the list when I was going through our winter movies.
Yeah.
It popped up on the side of the screen of, at that time when I was writing it, what the shows were.
Okay.
So I had to at least confess. So
But still. All right. So, number 3, Arrival.
Never
24 million.
never heard of it.
Number 2, Trolls
Yep.
at 35 million.
Oh, I got 46 million in my numbers, but
And Doctor Strange comes in at 43 million.
okay, it might be. My numbers are actually probably since the movie came out, not the past week.
Yeah.
That's why, because I have 85 million. So it's
No, I've heard they've done a lot better than this.
yeah.
So I don't think the sources I did.
Let me just say, hallelujah! Doctor Strange is number 1, and it's not some crappy show. Remember what I said?
I know.
I said I will walk out of the studio if
Yep.
Doctor Strange was not number 1. It could take number 2 as long as something decent was number 1.
There was nothing decent.
Thank God it wasn't some crappy movie that's number 1 again.
Yeah.
I can give Trolls number 2 because it's this year has been animation.
It's been a giant animation
So-
year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's all I'm hearing the kids at school talking about is Trolls.
Yep.
So, to me, Hacksaw Ridge, I think, should have been on there. I mean, I've seen the previews of this. It's Andrew Garfield's new movie,
Okay.
where he's the guy in the army, and he refuses to use guns to fight and everything. And you just see him running after somebody. It kind of reminds me of the whole Forrest Gump thing when he goes running back into the woods to
Okay.
save everybody.
Yeah.
And he does that. He ends up like, I see soldiers walking across his body. He's hiding under the sand, and all you see is Andrew Garfield's eye.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, it looks pretty good. I'd love to see that movie. But Doctor Strange, we still need to see. So don't spoil it out there in Nerdland for us.
I think Doctor Strange will be on the list again, number 1, as our box office hero.
We need to see it, though, because not our next episode, but the episode after that is our Doctor Strange review show. So we need to figure out some time to see it soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, we might have to move some stuff around.
Well, hey, today it's all about movies. I have some movies lined up here. I picked out some certain movies for a reason. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to start on my side. Now You See Me. I finally saw the sequel.
Yes.
Are we going to see a number 3?
Oh, that's hard to say, because I don't think it did as well as the first one. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, the storylines are, they all tie together, and this one, like, made even more of a huge loop around.
I didn't even care for Daniel Radcliffe's character in that. I thought it was going to be more
He was
interesting.
so funny.
I think I read somewhere is that it's set for number 3. Like they have
Okay.
the star sign, the storyline being written.
So I'm making this loud and clear right now to all of our fans. Daniel Radcliffe, if you ever watch this, stick with that series. That part you did in that movie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. He was absolutely hilarious.
The whole thing was I just didn't care for. I wanted to see the same 4 horsemen.
Right.
So they changed the female
Right.
role. So
At least they explained it.
they did. That was at least a good
You know,
thing.
sometimes they just kind of like sneak a new character in there and call it the same one. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? It might be part of the storyline. She might come back in the 3rd movie.
I doubt it, but
Same. It could happen.
at least you saw it finally.
Next list, I have Bad Boys. That's on there because I'm not sure if it comes out in the winter movies. I don't think so.
No.
Comes out in spring, I think, next year. There's a 3rd one coming out
It
finally.
is confirmed that there is a 3rd one. I'm not sure the exact date.
How does that make you feel?
I am so freaking excited.
Yeah.
I love Bad Boys.
Bad Boys was a...
Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are one of the great. If we ever do a top 5 greatest duo in movies, they need to be on it.
Yep.
Those two played off each other so well.
Absolutely. Here we go. Hacksaw Ridge was a surprisingly good movie.
Yeah.
So people
I mean,
like
they
that one
look
too.
good. Andrew Garfield's an amazing actor.
He really is. I enjoy his work.
That's why I was so upset when they canceled the Amazing Spider-Man series. I thought he played a great Peter Parker.
Well, you know, if we're on this topic, he did great, but Sony messed up. They didn't make it about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They wanted to make it about the villains, and they did terrible
But
job.
like I
with it.
said, a movie, the actor or actresses playing the parts can make the movie.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for what Andrew Garfield did, he did a great job in it.
yep. So,
He really did a great job in it.
but back on topic.
Back on topic. This is a good one. Good session. Next movie I have up on my list is the Men in Black series.
Yes.
The reason why it's up there is because I don't think it is set in stone yet, but there's a giant rumor about it being mashed into another series,
Which I think is stupid.
and it is the worst idea ever.
Exactly.
They're only doing this because I'm pretty sure Will Smith is not interested in doing a 4th one. So they want to mash together
Men in
Men in
Black,
Black
and 22 Jump
and
Street.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, or it'll be 23 Jump Street now.
Yeah, or the 3rd
Thinks
one in the
the
list.
dumbest thing
And they're
ever.
going to make Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill the new Men in Black, and it makes no sense.
Dumbest thing ever. And I see it being a total flop if it happens.
It's one of the worst ideas out there. They really should not do it. And I have no idea whose idea is. It sounds like it would be a stupid Jonah Hill idea.
Men in Black, to me, I am happy the way it's ended. The 3 movies, I am happy. If they start going on doing another thing or a crossover or something, I think it's going to just crumble the series of Men in Black. It's gonna hurt it. It's gonna
It
hurt.
definitely
it's,
is.
It's gonna hurt its it's charisma. I can't think of the word, but don't do it.
No.
You don't even have to make a fourth Men in Black standalone movie.
No. When I got here for you, I was sitting at the desk, and our director asked me an interesting question. He's like, rate the Men in Black movies, 1 through 3. Favorite to the worst. Go ahead.
Oh God! So what was 2 about again? Oh, 2 is where he loses memory. 1, 3, 2.
That's exactly what I said.
It's the thing. I say it with right now. I told you about this. I think a couple weeks ago when we saw Star Trek: Beyond, the third one at the drive-in. I ranked them right there, and I went 3, 1, 2. To me, in a trilogy, 2 is probably one of the worst. Usually, it can't compare to the others. The only difference is in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. 2 to me is the best one ever. The Two Towers, mainly because of that final 30-minute fight scene at the end. But 9 times out of 10, 2 to me is always the worst.
Yeah. 2 for Men in Black was, a cute movie. Johnny Knoxville did a funny job in that movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, cute parts in that movie, but the storyline didn't really hold water for me as well as 1 and 3 did.
Yeah. 1, hands down, is the best. And if you can come up with a good argument why the first Men in Black isn't the best, I'd love to hear it, because I think if we took 100 people who have seen all 3 of them and asked, I'd say at least 90% of them would say number 1 is the best.
Yeah. So. Yeah. We're very, 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 very busy on Facebook today.
That's good.
Another question is, why do you think they keep making remakes over and over again?
Well, we had that episode. I would say go to our YouTube page at Legends of the Nerds and look up the remake reboot episode. But like I said then, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. It's all about the mighty dollar.
Yeah.
And people out in Hollywood just can't seem to come up with new and original ideas.
And for me, that was my thought, is that it's about writer block. How creative can people be? How creative they want to be? Is it easier to come up with your own idea, or to say, you know what, this movie, let's just tweak it a little bit and we'll call it something different?
Exactly. I mean, look at Spider-Man, for crying out loud. We're going into our 3rd Spider-Man now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's in less than 20 years.
But, I mean, it's all different studios too, I mean, now Marvel's finally got Spider-Man, and Marvel took Spider-Man in 20 minutes and made him amazing.
And the best thing with the Spider-Man is they actually got a kid to play him. It's not an adult trying to play a teenage role. Yeah. I mean, I forget the guy's name, Tom Holland. He is, I think, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's young.
Yeah.
Yep. He is definitely a young kid.
But anything else you want to say about your list up here?
No, I had a good discussion of those movies. What's it you brought? You brought The Underworlds. That's coming up. Triple X is coming up.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed and Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean,
I think that all leads into our main topic.
My movies are up here because we're seeing sequels to these movies in our winter movies to see this year.
Well then, let's jump into our main event. Some cool winter movies coming to theaters near you. And now, my list, Andy, isn't just a list of random movies coming to winter.
Yes.
My list is a list of movies that I personally want to see.
Yeah, I mean, we say this. This isn't just everything that everybody needs to see. A lot of it is, in our opinion, what we like to see, and what we would hope everyone out there in Nerdland would like to see.
I know back in previous episodes when we do this segment, I put a lot of movies on there, just random movies, just to fill up the list.
Yeah.
I have a smaller list. These are movies that I personally want to see now.
Exactly.
This is my personal opinion list.
So again, winter movies 2016. It's actually 2016, 2017.
Yes.
Because the winter for us goes December, January, February. So
now, what's your start date? What's your end date?
My start date is December 16th. End date is February 17th.
Okay, I didn't see anything in February. I started on November 18th.
November 18th.
Yeah.
Okay, so we already did that because those were fall movies.
Did we? Let's see how far we went. Okay, I started December 16th.
Okay.
If you want to.
I mean, the biggest one on this list, I think everybody out there who's watching should already know and have this date, just jammed into their head. Because it'll be on the Nerdy Awards list for Best Movie of the Year.
It should be.
So, we're talking about none other than Rogue One,
a Star Wars story.
Star Wars
Absolutely.
story. Exactly.
Yep, that's the big one.
From what I've gotten out of this movie, it looks like it sets between the end of what was
It should be the end of 3 and beginning of 4.
Yes. So I was trying. I know 4 was called A New Hope. I'm forgetting. Revenge of the
Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Yep. Revenge of the Sith and New Hope.
Yeah.
It should be somewhere in between that.
Because it's just as they finished building the Death Star, or they're working on it, or something like that.
They're still constructing, because in New Hope, they're still constructing.
Okay.
They're almost done, The planet's almost done.
Now, some people have come up to me and told me, "Is this too many Star Wars movies?"
No.
Because
It's not.
Disney now, ever since Disney has really bought Lucasfilms, it seems like now they're talking about pumping out movie after movie after movie after movie.
Well, Star Wars universe is huge, Andy. I mean, they have so many novels out there.
Okay.
There's so many characters out there. I mean,
Well, I knew
they have a novel series based on just Boba Fett.
Okay.
They have movies just about him. They have movies just about all these other characters in there. So
Well, because Disney, I know, had announced they wanted to do a standalone Han Solo movie,
yes,
talking about him growing up to being the Han Solo we
Yep.
know.
yeah.
So,
I mean, Han Solo has his own book series too.
and I knew George Lucas has even stated he has so many scripts lying around at home.
Yep.
After he did A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So,
I mean, the world is so big. It goes outside of Luke. It goes outside of Han Solo,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they even have a book series based just on Jabba the Hutt. So, they're going to keep pumping out movies as long as people keep paying to watch them,
yeah, true.
you know?
Disney's on top. I mean, Star Wars, they own Lucasfilms, Marvel, their own Disney products
Yep.
with all the live actions coming out. I mean,
I just saw the trailer for Beauty and the Beast.
I
Came
know,
out today.
I'm so excited.
It was good.
I mean, the CEO of Disney is on his high horse right now. So,
Yep. They're rocking out there.
let's see. I have one more for the 16th, I'd like
Okay.
to say. It's called The Space Between Us. I watched this trailer at the movie theaters a couple months back. Mm-hmm. It's got, I forget the kid's name, but he starred in Ender's Game. Talks about these astronauts who land on Mars and they're trying to build a civilization, and this one lady is actually pregnant on Mars. So she gives birth to the very first human born on Mars. His immune system is only used to Mars. So when he
Fascinating.
comes back to Earth, he's actually starting to die on Earth because he can't handle the way our atmosphere and oxygen is.
Right?
But he's running away from the government, who wants to, it sounds like, dissect him and do all this stuff. And he just wants to be like, leave me alone, let me die in peace kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it looked pretty good. So I may not be running out to the theater to see it, but it's
Right.
definitely a Redbox rental. So
Definitely about rental.
anything else? Anything for you?
Not for the 16th.
Okay, I got stuff on the 21st, big ones.
I do too. I have 2 of them, actually.
Yeah, same here.
I bet you have the same ones.
Probably.
I'm going to start off with Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this movie. I forget the actor's name who stars in it, but it's the guy who played young Magneto in the new X-Men movies.
Yep. Have you seen all the stunt stuff they did for this movie?
I've seen a little bit, and whew,
It is really
there are a lot of
magical
this movie
stuff.
was announced like 2 years ago.
Yep.
And since that day, people have been hyping this movie so big. I'm hoping the hype is good. Like the movie is we're hyping so much, so hopefully the movie doesn't disappoint.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I mean, I played the game. I'm a big fan of the game. Mm-hmm. I was a fan of the idea of the game, you know?
yes, same here.
The gameplay, I wasn't as huge fan of. It's the idea of the game that I liked, so I hope they take it in the movie and do just as good. Mm-hmm. That's what I really hope.
Same here. Our friend Armin at Comic Book Cast, I mean, he has gone nuts over this movie.
Yes.
So, I mean, whew. I mean, I know he's a big Doctor Strange fan. He cosplayed at it this year's Comic-Con. But I think Doctor Strange is here. Assassin's Creed is through the roof. So, other one I have is a movie called Passengers.
That's what I got too.
Yeah, I mean, it stars Chris Pratt,
Jennifer
Lawrence. Its storyline is these people are on a spaceship set out to look for a new home. Unfortunately, these two people, Chris Penn and Jennifer Lawrence's characters, their pods malfunction, and they awake on the spaceship 90 years too early. They have everything they could ever want on the spaceship to live out their lives now out in space. Only problem is now the ship's malfunctioning, and they need to save the ship, but not just the ship, but the 5,000 people that are sleeping in stasis on the ship.
Yeah.
At the same time, and there is a little love story in there, and they
Well, it has to be.
maybe start falling for each other. So, Jennifer Lawrence getting back in the game. She really hasn't done anything since Hunger Games. I mean, oh, wait, yeah, she plays Mystique. I forgot about that, but
Mystique.
yeah, I mean, good movie. Chris Pratt's definitely stepping up in the role department of big movies.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's
so
done a good job.
that's all I have for December. Just those four. Those are my big four.
Yep.
Moving on to January. I got January 6th. I have 2 movies.
Really? I have one.
Okay, and I already know what it is.
Do you?
It's got to be Underworld Blood Wars.
It is.
I'm not excited for this. I love the Underworld movies. I own all of them, all 4. And they're doing what Resident Evil's doing. They're doing 2 trilogies. So there will be 6 movies. This is 5.
Yep.
Underworld 1, 2, and 3 being the prequel, I enjoyed. Underworld Awakening, I did not care for.
No?
No, it just, the storyline didn't really make much sense for me. And just watching Blood Wars, I'm still confused. And they're replacing Michael's character in Blood Wars. It's been the same guy playing Michael in it, and he decided not to come back for it. So to me, I hate it when there's a character change or an actor change for a character.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I know you and the missus seemed excited when this came out. But
We've been a fan of the series. You know,
it's the whole werewolf vampire thing. Everybody
we
loves
like
it.
our vampires to not sparkle. And we like them to have a really good storyline to them.
You like the dark vampire.
We do. Not the wicked dark ones, but we like the exciting ones.
Well, do you know anything about this movie to change my mind?
No.
See, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I just hear the title like, oh, I'm seeing that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to the theater and watch it because I didn't for Awakening, so it'll be a rental again. But it's not a fast rental. It's not like, oh my god, it's out, I gotta see it.
Yeah, it's fascinating to say that because I've been hearing a lot of people say that the movie theaters are kind of losing money because no one really wants to go to a theater anymore.
Well, we've mentioned that.
Like,
We've mentioned this
if you
before.
wait-
It's too expensive.
Once a movie hits theaters, just wait 3 weeks. You can get it on iTunes.
Well, and then lately now it's like you want to wait, but then all of a sudden it seems like movies are taking forever to come out.
Yeah.
Like, I've been really wanting to see Independence Day 2. I know you don't, but that came out in June. I'm able to rent it. I think next week. It's been a while.
But you can go to the store and buy it though.
Yeah, I think it came out a couple weeks ago.
You can find a way to buy it.
Yeah. So,
Or you just rent it on iTunes.
Underworld, Blood Wars, so. So my other one on January 6th, it's nothing I'm going to see, but I did do a little for the fans out there that might want to know.
Okay.
We just talked about Halloween and horror movies.
We did.
And what was something I said I hated? Rebooting a movie over and over and over.
And you found one that you want to watch.
January 6th, Amityville, The Awakening.
Another Amityville.
How
one, huh?
many Amityville horror movies are there?
That's a
And
lot.
it might not be. It's not. It's the same storyline for all of them.
It is.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
I think later on in 2017, there's another Friday the 13th coming out. There's
Is
another.
there really?
There's another Halloween coming out. I'm just like,
Is that a Rob Zombie one?
yes, but the thing is with the Rob Zombies, I think there's continuing the story kind of thing. It's not rebooting itself. Whereas Friday the 13th is rebooting itself again. I think they're rebooting the very first Friday the 13th, so it won't be Jason, it's Mrs. Voorhees, is from what I've been hearing.
Really?
So maybe that's a little play to go see that one, because with all the Friday the 13th movies, it's constantly Jason, except for the very first one, which was his mother. So that might be something neat to go see. But again,
It could be.
I don't want to see the same movie over and over and over and see what I can do. I can do it over.
You can.
and
You can.
over
You are.
because there's that many. It's just I'm starting to just say screw it and stick to television.
What about movies that really get too much hype before they actually come out, and then they release, hey, we're making a sequel to this movie?
Are you trying to say Triple X is too much hype?
No, I'm saying Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh. No, that comes out this weekend.
Yeah. They've already released cast members for the sequel.
Well, with that movie's hard to say because it's a storyline intertwining Harry Potter. Look at the amount of money Harry Potter made, so you would think a spin-off kind of thing would do just as well. Because look at Lord of the Rings, for instance. Made a ton of money. Well, now let's put out The Hobbit. And I guarantee they already knew they were going to do 1, 2, and 3 in The Hobbit.
Oh, yeah.
And they made bank. So I could see it happening. I mean, from what I've been seeing on podcasts and people's reviews and who have seen the movie already from world premieres and stuff, it's an amazing movie.
'Cause I know Johnny Depp is signed up for the sequel of Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing out of this coming is what everyone keeps saying is they're excited to see a different world to the Wizarding World instead of just focused on Hogwarts and Harry Potter.
That will be nice. That will
So
be nice.
that's what everyone's looking forward to. So I can see them saying, "Yep, we're set," because I think it's going to make bank. I can see Fantastic Beasts when we do our Nerdy Awards, maybe making
I definitely do want to watch
five
it.
for best movie.
I definitely do want to watch it.
Yeah.
So I realized after I made the list that some of my list did not save.
Okay.
So I did have some other movies on here,
Okay.
if you must. I have February 10th. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'll go back. We can go back to the rest of my Januaries after if you want.
Oh, you have more January stuff?
Yeah, I got 4 more January movies.
Do it up then.
January 13th, Patriot Day. I love this. I don't love these movies, but they're good movies to talk about. Patriots Day stars Mark Wahlberg, so it's a Marky Mark movie.
Okay.
It is the story of, back in 2013, the Boston Marathon bombing. I mean, do we have to have it?
No, we don't.
No. But these movies tend to make good money.
Do you know why we don't need to have this?
Pearl Harbor made good money. World Trade Center made good money. It's all about the mighty dollar.
I don't like the idea of filmmakers making a profit off of a tragedy of the United States.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
And this is a shameful thing to make a movie about.
Especially this, especially only 3 years later.
That's crazy.
Especially it's only been 3 years.
Yeah.
So, I had to put it out there because people might want to see it.
But do you want to see it?
I probably won't see it, but
All right.
it's one of those movies to talk about.
Fair enough.
January 20th. I can't wait to see it. I hope to go see it right in theaters. It's a birthday gift to me because my birthday's the next day after it. Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, yes.
I know we have a lot of people out there that don't want to see it.
That don't want to see it?
Armin doesn't want to see it.
What does Armin know?
Well, you know what?
Armin, what do you know?
You can slap him, not me. I really want to see it. I enjoyed the Triple X movies.
Man, Triple X is awesome. It was a good fit for Vin Diesel. Mm-hmm. It's a really good fit.
I really hope they explain, because in number 2 they talk about him dying, but apparently he's returning unless this is set between 1 and 2.
Right.
So just watching the trailer, the special effects looked awesome. He's taking a dirt bike and riding waves.
I hope he faked his death and comes back.
That would be a
That
great
way
way.
we could have more Triple X's.
Exactly.
Done the right
I
way.
really don't want it to be a prequel to Triple X 2.
No. I mean, State of the Union, sure, Ice Cube tried his best.
And it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't a terrible
movie. It
movie.
was decent.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but, I mean, it goes down to casting.
Recasting only after the first Triple X made no sense.
It goes through casting. I mean, when you think of Ice Cube, do you think of an action star?
I think of comedy action, maybe.
Yeah, me too. I don't think of a of Ice Cube being some sort of super spy for the government, you know?
True.
When I think of Vin Diesel, yeah, I can see it more, definitely.
Props to Samuel L. Jackson for playing Scarface. Great job for him. I mean, what can't that guy do? So, also on January 20th, growing up, I was a huge fan of this card game. We got the video game sitting up here. The newest Yu-Gi-Oh movie to come out. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimension.
Now, is this movie going to be Yu-Gi-Moto?
Yes.
Or is it going to be the other ones?
If it was one of the others, there's no way I would be putting this on my list or talking about it.
All right.
The whole Yu-Gi-Moto Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the only Yu-Gi-Oh! I ever will play or watch, except for the very first spin-off, which was GX with Jaden, I think his name was.
Was that the school?
Yes.
Okay, that was kind of fun.
Because the card game is still played the way I know.
Yeah.
After they get into this bike riding thing and all these other weird...
Yeah, that was crazy.
They do a movie, which I watched on Netflix, where it's a crossover of actually...
All three of them?
All four.
All four? Yeah,
There's
yeah,
four
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Which wasn't bad. I didn't mind that.
was all right.
But I'm hoping this helps push the whole rumor of the Yu-Gi-Moto sagas coming back and them doing more episodes, kind of.
That would be nice.
There has been a rumor about it happening.
I've been hearing it.
I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has now kind of started taking a downfall to Pokemon and Magic. And I've been trying to explain this to a lot of the kids I teach at schools, trying to get them hyped back up. I want to start back at the library when I was a kid. They had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Club where every 2 weeks we played Yu-Gi-Oh! at the...
You should do that.
And I do. I miss it so much. It's one of my favorite card games. I still have every one of my cards. I love it. I mean, I'm hoping
I can see it, man. Legend Nerds presents Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm
Game
hoping
Night.
it's a push back
Yeah.
to it. And, I mean, even bring back the original series onto television. They have it on Netflix, but only, like, a couple episodes. I'd watch...
Original series on Netflix.
Not all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Is.
Yu-Gi-Moto? Yeah,
Yeah.
me and my kid's been watching it.
Yeah, but I think it only goes up to the first 2 seasons.
It goes all up through Battle City, I believe.
Yeah, but that's, again, there's so much more after that. So much more. There's like another 150 episodes. So hopefully this is the push they need. Last one for January 27th, Resident Evil, the final chapter. This is number 6.
Yep, I had that on my list
I'm
too.
very excited to see this. A lot of people aren't because they don't like Armin again. We're mentioning Armin. I listen to his podcasts. So, because and it's not just him. A lot of people don't like the Resident Evil movies because they don't interact with the games. To me, I can't wait to watch the end of it. It's going to end a great saga for me.
I think so. I enjoyed them.
Yeah. So, quickly here, because we're running out of time, I got 4 movies for February. What do you have?
February 10th, Lego Batman movie.
Yep.
See that one.
A lot of kids are excited for that.
I've not seen the first one, but I am going to watch the first one.
I didn't know there was.
I'm going to watch John Wick Chapter 2.
Okay, I thought we were talking about Lego here.
No. We got to wrap up, man. We got to wrap up. Lego Batman. That's going to be awesome, though. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But John Wick. Have you seen John Wick yet?
Yeah, I already saw the first one.
Was it good? Was it worth watching?
It is. I'm not running out. I'm not buying them. It's not worth for me buying, probably to keep in my collection, but it's worth watching.
Well, I'm going to watch it. I'm surprised I haven't watched it yet, but, Keanu Reeves, if you listen to this, come on the show so we can talk about this series, because you, once again, are going to take another series and go at it.
His legs would melt being Keanu Reeves.
Man, I love it when he's in a good series.
The bromance with Keanu over here.
When he sits in a series, man, he is awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it more. You got me into this. I may want to watch it again. Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
That comes out in February?
Comes out February 17th.
Really? I did
Yep.
not see that. How did I not see that? And I'm a huge Maze Runner fan.
Yeah, I don't know, but anything those 2 days?
On the 10th, February 10th, I have for all the ladies out there watching our show, 50 Shades Darker, which is the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey. The very
He
provocative,
says ladies, but he's watching himself.
very provocative.
And he loves those movies with popcorn.
Some seductivity or whatever. It's very seductive. Also, I can't wait to see on February 17th, The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. And William Dafoe. Don't forget William Dafoe.
It's based off in China, the Great Wall. If you don't know what that is, go back to school. And the story that we're
Wait,
told...
I thought that was a Donald Trump movie. The Great Wall?
That's coming out that's coming out a little later.
Oh, it's coming out later? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So yeah, the Great Wall was built to keep out the Mongolians from Mongolia coming over to attack China.
Yep.
And this story is to keep out something different. And when you watch the trailer, there's like dragons and beasts and demons that Matt Damon and all the Chinese
Up
army
with
are
Damon
fighting.
doing a bunch of sci-fi stuff lately.
I don't know, but if you haven't
He is.
watched this trailer, you need to watch it. This looked
Doing
amazing.
a lot of sci-fi stuff.
I watched it the first time and I'm like, okay. I watched it the second time, I'm like, yeah, need to see it. Quickly though, if you don't have any other movies,
Nope.
I want to quickly talk about the Lego Batman movie.
Touch up on it? Okay.
Is this a sequel to the Lego movie, or is this going to be a
It's a
standalone?
spin-off.
Okay,
It's a spin-off standalone movie.
because I hear they're supposed to do a sequel to the Lego movie.
Yeah, Lego movie too. Yeah.
Okay. You have any thoughts on this? You think it's going to be a big hit?
Lego Batman?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be phenomenal.
I was going to say, this is all I've been
Have
hearing.
you seen the Justice League Lego movies?
Yeah.
They're awesome.
This is all the kids at school are talking about, and it hasn't even come out yet.
It's gonna be awesome.
So, we'll see. I wasn't a big fan of the Lego movies, so I mean, but we'll see.
That's it for me, man.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you got going on? Anything? That's that it?
that's it for me. I mean,
Oh, your list is wrapped up. My list,
is wrapped up.
Know what that means? The show's wrapped up.
Oh,
The show is done.
yes.
That's it for us.
Just a heads up, because sometimes I like to tell the fans what we might be doing next.
What are we doing next?
Our next show, so we had to move this episode up.
Okay.
We were supposed to do it on our next episode. But we're talking about doing a Survivor, even though we say no about Survivor Series, we're talking about doing a Survivor Series episode because we might have a surprise guest talk to us about some wrestling. Brimstone. We're hoping.
We're hoping.
So we'll see. That will be our next show. But again, thanks for joining us. We hope you like this show. Don't forget, watch this show and every other episode on Facebook and YouTube at Legends of the Nerds. Follow this guy over here at Krillaman on the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Don't forget, we're every episode doing Facebook Live. Thank you for asking all our questions.
streaming.
We love all the
In
questions. And
studio.
don't forget, stay nerdy.